Hi there, welcome back. We are now talking about working with items and inventory. An item is basically something that you either sell your customer or sometimes you purchase. It could be inventory, for example, you want to know how many there are left in the back room. Or an item could also be a service that you provide. So let's go ahead and start over here in part one and let's talk a little bit more about items and inventory. Just to show you real quick what list we are actually going to remember when we put together our estimates at the very beginning. One of the things we did was we picked from this item column and we were actually able to pick a framing and we actually picked a wood door. A framing was one of the services we provided and the wood door was actually the inventory part. So this is the list we're going to talk about creating. So let's get out of there for a moment. Here's where you find your items and services. Now remember, you won't have any setup in yours. You'll actually have to create up this on your own. So let's look at this list. You notice that there are different types of items. You can have service types in here. You can have inventory parts. Inventory part actually means you want to track how many you have in your store, or maybe you want QuickBooks to tell you you have 2 to pop up and tell you can order more. Also, you have what's called non-inventory. Non-inventory are physical things that you may buy or sell, but you don't care to track how many you have. You can't run report to show how many you've sold. And then you have other charges. These are miscellaneous type things, like you may have bad debt, or it could be a delivery charge as they have in here. You also have subtotals. Say you have different items on the list and you just want to subtotal everything on that list, and it could just subtotal for you in there. The next type of item is a group. Let's say you build houses and you have 3 different house plans. There are a lot of individual items that you will need to pull into your invoice. If you could have those pre-populated and you can say that a house plan, for example, includes all these 50 items, you would not need to pick each of them at a time. You could just pull it all together. You may want to put a discount. So when we start talking about sales tax at a later model, you will notice that we'll set up a sales tax item and the group right here. So these are the different types of items that you could have. So notice that when you're looking at these items, the name is in alphabetical order. So you notice when you get to the inventory parts, they are all in alphabetical order. Also, I want you to notice that there is a description in here, and notice the account, because this account column is very key here. With few exceptions, everything is going back to an income account. So if you know that your reports don't look right, check and see what account this is pointing to. This will be a few exceptions, like for example, when you come down here to bad debt, that goes back to account that had called bad debt. So we'll look at some of that later.